We back with another video. We're going to be customizing a pair of Air Force Ones for Coach Kevin McGuff from Ohio State women's basketball team. Let's get it.
Oh, yeah! We're ready!
And now up on your feet for your Ohio State Buckeyes. Some very prominent historic across the game to kick it.
All right, so today we're about to be working on these Ohio State Buckeye Air Force Ones for the head coach. We already got our stencils all settled and everything. Now we're about to go ahead and get these shoes prepped. But I skipped part of the shoe prepping process because I got plenty of videos of that. But when it comes to these stencils, you see me cutting out the edges and being able to take all four sides that's around the stencils just so we can be able to apply on this shoe easier. And when I put the transfer tape on them stencils, you see me pressing down the front and back just to make sure it's sticking to the actual stencil. And then just peel it back slowly, because when it comes to Cricut brand removable vinyl, that backing piece is so thick, like it can play games with you. But we're getting it off and placing it on there. So you just want to take your time with placing a stencil. Definitely when you're going over multiple different panels, with this being over the Nike sign, just take your time with this stencil. Press in your fingernails and all of the creases that you can, and just get it on there. Like, you want that back end to be on there, because sometimes the vinyl will want to play a little games and stay attached to the transfer sheet. So with you just pressing every little part into the shoe, gives it a little bit more of adhesion to it. But you want to make sure that you're taking your time peeling it back, just lightly, just like so. And you're going to have a more profound adhesion onto the actual shoe with the stencil. And it makes it so much easier placing that stencil without having those whole pieces around it, because then we could just go in and finish putting them on as best as possible after the stencil is laid down like so. So you want to just take your time, go back in. This will help you not have to do as many touch-ups after you're done. So just go in with your fingernail, and any spot where you know that it's a seam, just go ahead and put your finger to it. But a lot of times, how I normally like to make sure like there's no overspray when it comes to going over these panels with the vinyl, because they don't want to automatic like stick down, because it's not that flexible. Like, yeah, when I heat it up, it's going to lay down, but it's going to find its way to come back up. So normally I would just cut it just so it can lay flat down. But with this one, I'm not going to do that, just because how intricate the design is. I don't want to have to cut it every one and then try to sit there and place in with my tape to fill that up. So if I end up just getting some overspray, I have no problem going in with a detail brush and filling everything in. So let's go ahead and put these back over here. And when I put them down, I made sure to go clockwise to make sure every piece goes back in like it's supposed to. So you're going to see how it's supposed to flow, but as you see, this right one is going to fill right in. Take your time placing your stencil in. Just no need to rush this. It's placed in there. Then I'm just going literally left to right. Then I'm about to go ahead and get my heat gun and seal it all down. When it comes to airbrushing, just do light layers. You don't have to have the airbrush super close, but just pull that lever back just lightly so you don't have to worry about it bleeding through from too much penetration of the paint going through the stencil. So let's talk about how I even got the opportunity to do this project in the first place. They were hosting Sneakerhead Night for the women's basketball team and doing something a little bit different for the fans, where they can all engage with the community. And Christian from the marketing team of Ohio State, it was his first big project that he had with Ohio State, and he literally found me on Instagram. So you want to just make sure that you're always findable, like have your email in your bio, or just the best way to reach you so people could be able to find you to do projects like this as well. I want to be able to do more projects
and collab with brands more in the future, as well as universities, because it was a super fun project to be a part of, and it just really shows you what's possible with art and custom shoes and literally being able to paint on anything. So I don't want you guys to ever limit yourself to just customizing shoes, because just like me, I will paint on anything I get the opportunity to. Like, I don't want to ever limit myself and put myself in a little small shell and not try things, because that's what our life is all about: experimenting, creating, and putting our art everywhere that we can leave a mark. So you see me adding family together because I seen YouTube videos of Coach Kevin McGuff's wife talking about him, as well as seeing how he interacts with his kids. I know he's very big on family, and I also seen the video of him and the team, and it just looked like they're all one big great family, and that's how they work so well together.
You gotta start off with this fire red. We already put it inside the airbrush, but now we gotta go ahead and put in this tooth in right here. So let's get it going. It is 1 part too thin to 3 parts paint, but I might be lying. Hey, that's just what I'll do. So let's go ahead and get this sprayed and to get right on these bad boys.
So you see me playing my finger on the front and acting like I'm spraying, just to make sure that that paint and too thin is mixed up properly before I start actually spraying down the base layer. And then I'm going to start going in with my stencil and building up more of a texture.
Make sure you use a strainer. Definitely when it comes to black, because for some reason black always seems to clog up my airbrush. So with that being said, I'm about to go get a strainer. I got one right here, and make sure you clean out your strainer and don't let it sit there with the paint too long, or you're gonna have a wasted strainer. But we're going to use every last bit of this strainer. So with that being said, we're going to move this right here, like so. Give it a good old shaking. Then we're just gonna turn it to the edge. We're gonna only add a little bit of black because I'm building this up for dimension. Let it get darker slightly. So just add a little bit. And when I say a little bit, that's too goddamn much. All right, so let's go ahead and use that right there and stir this on up. Hopefully it didn't make it too dark, because I still wanted to go a little bit darker, but it looks like after we stir this up, let's see. And the thing too with, like, say you got a dark color, but you don't want to use the whole darkness of it. That's the fun thing about airbrushes, is because you can just only pull this back a little bit and it will almost give it like a mist effect, causing your color to be at a lighter shade. We're gonna see what happens, but let's get ahead and playing around with this. I'm gonna use my handy dandy freehand tool with the stencil and just give some unique textures onto it. So I'm gonna put my mask back on.
So with this part, there's no right or wrong way to do it. The more you use the stencil, the more you learn how it works, but you more so freestyle and play with the different shades of the paint in different closeness. Like the closer you put the airbrush to the shoe, the smaller it is, but it's also going to give more paint. The farther you pull the airbrush back, it's going to have more of a misty look, what I was talking about earlier, where the paint looks a little bit of a lighter shade. It just has less opacity. But the more that you do that in certain spots, it's going to give it way more dimension and just give the shoe so much texture, and it just something fun to look at. Now that these are all done, we are about to move to the next step of this project, with making a display case using epoxy. Anytime that you're just working on new surfaces when it comes to epoxy and stuff that don't really have good adhesion, you want to make sure that you sand it down so it looks like that, more of a foggy look, and paint a base layer of flat white, or use some house paint too as well with flat white. And then I did part A just because part A is a little bit more thicker, so it drops down through the part B and makes it easier to stir with some mica powder to tint our epoxy. And then we're just gonna start playing around with the epoxy, making our own little textures and unique. And the great thing about epoxy, after you get it on there and mixed up, it does its own wonders because it takes about 48 hours to cure. And once it's done, you guys are going to see me starting to make the actual template for the vinyl, where I'm going to use like some sticker material to make the Ohio State logo. But I'm going to use removable vinyl just to make sure that I can actually still remove the pieces that I don't want on a display case, because if you use permanent vinyl, you're not going to be able to pull it up like that. It's going to be stuck. And the great thing about removable vinyl is the longer that it sits on there, the more permanent it becomes on the surface. Now I'm placing the Ohio State sticker, placing it just in the middle like how they have on their home court. And voila, that's the bottom of the display case. Now I'm adding my extra decals with his name as well as the team, the Ohio State logo, and then for sure, you know, I gotta put my logo on there. So let's go ahead and put that on there too after I get done taking this Ohio State logo and putting that on there. We're using removable vinyl with this too as well. Now that they're done, let me go ahead and take the shoes out to show y'all what they look like. This came out so far, and now on to the next project, where it's about to be my first time using this sewer that I just got for Christmas. And I'm designing the logo right now, getting that all on there. Show y'all what it looks like right there. It's not going to look exactly like that because I just didn't have enough time, but I definitely want to make some more hoodies with that type of design that I just finished cooking up. So now we're just chasing everything that we want to place it on there, and then we're going to pin it all together and get this on. So this sewer, I still got some working to do with it because, like, you see how I just did that with the pedal, it's just a little bit like more stiff. So when I'm trying to like lightly press it, it don't want to start, but when it do start, it can start going super fast. So I'm gonna learn it. It's definitely a learning curve to it, but I was definitely able to get the project done. That it kept jamming on me a little bit out because I wasn't going fast enough, but we're using our seam ripper so we can make sure we can be able to sew the pieces onto the sleeve. I want to put a question mark right here, but I don't think I got enough time for that, so I'll just have to do that on another project. It's like 1 o'clock right now too, working on this project. I was up all night. It probably took me until like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to finish the whole hoodie. But it was well worth it. I'm gonna do so much with this sewer. Y'all gonna see this learning journey with me learning how to sew more. We finally made it. Our first Ohio State basketball game. Is you excited, baby? Because I'm excited. We're having a sneaker night, and they're giving your boy some recognition, you feel me? First time, you know? And I just want to thank you, every one of you guys, for supporting me along this journey. It brought me all the way up to this moment right here. Plenty of more things to achieve though, but we're gonna let this soak in. Feet check, heat check. She got fire reds, I got the wolf grades on. Oh yeah.
Is required for student
Let's try that again. Buckeye fans, today is Sneaker Hat Theme Game, which means we have some very cool things in store across the game. To kick things off, I have custom sneaker artist Lamont Williams here with me, who customized Coach McGuff's Airforce Ones. Tonight, and one of you is going to get your chance to win your very own pair of Custom Airforce Ones, designed by Lamont himself, by scanning the QR code on the video board before the end of the game. The winner will be announced in the fourth quarter. Don't miss out on your chance to win one-of-one custom sneakers from Lamont, and make sure to follow him on Instagram at StickyNation_. Woohoo!
Yes, indeed.
Back out theory. Crossing up Mevius. And
It's the Prada, probably one of my favorites, like out of my whole closet. Then I got the shaker backboards. I actually always wore these like once. These are definitely one of my favorites for the fall. A lot of the times, trying to put fits together with these ones. What got me into shoes was growing up, I always saw like shoes that I liked, and my mom always made a big deal to get me pretty much whatever shoe I pretty much wanted. My mom, she got me some Timbs one time, and she like drew all over them. I had like Pac-Man and Mario and all of that different stuff on there. So I just always been a type of person that wanted to like do different things with my shoes, stuff.
Watch this. What she gonna do is she gonna go, dribble, pass, and then she gonna go up and shoot it. Watch this. Bucket right here. Bucket right here. Spin move, spin move, spin move. Bucket, bucket. Now she big body. Hit her with the speed. Hit her with the speed. And one. She getting buckets on them. Look, I told y'all, she gonna hit that spin, and then she gonna easily get that bucket, ain't it? Ain't that right?
Oh, hey.
Ayo. Bucket, 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 bucket. Oh, she not even paying attention. Bucket. Oh, yeah! That's what I'm talking about, my brother. Shout out to all the media people in here catching all the good views and everything, because they not playing.
Today's winner, congratulations to Samantha Graper. Samantha Graper, congratulations. You are today's winner of the Custom Nike giveaway, and a marketing rep will be in touch to secure your custom kits. Congrats.
Push,
Playing the game, 1 minute to play.
Bucket!